2023 is coming to an end. I hope you had great year, and to make 2024 even better year, we need to look back what happened this year, what we could have done, what we did great at, and strategize and come up with great plans for 2024. Regardless of when you're listening or watching this episode, maybe it's in the middle of 2024 or maybe another year, maybe not in the end of a year, but it is still important to look back what happened, what you have done successfully, then strategize what you could have done better, what you could do better to make your dream come true. So in this episode, we're gonna go over how to review the past year and strategize and come up with good plans for the next year. Hey, before we're gonna get into today's topic, I just want to mention that we are giving out free online lesson. It's about time management. We all are very busy every day, but we want to make sure that we have time to take care of ourselves. Because when we are too stressed out, then we can't really take care of other people, patients, or even our loved ones. So it's very important to take care of ourselves. But I think the problem is we don't have time. But in this lesson, I'm going to talk about 7 secrets to make time for things you love so you can rejuvenate and be a better person, better nurse practitioner, better healthcare professional. How to access this online lesson is you can go to usa.jnpproject.com/free lesson. Again, usa.jnpproject.com/free lesson, and you can get access to this free lesson. All right, let's get back to today's topic. Happy holidays! 2023 is coming to an end. Maybe you're watching or listening this episode another time, but that's okay. This episode is still relevant to anybody, anytime, because to actualize your dreams, it could be small or it could be big, we need to have good strategy. And to have good strategies, we need to look back first and see what happened, what we could have done better, what we did good, what kind of wins that we had, and then we can come up with what can I do to make my dream come true, what can I do to be successful. So in this episode, I'm going to go over an amazing year-end review that is very important to have a successful future. There are 7 steps to do this year-end review. So I hope you're going to take some memo because this is going to be very important. And when you have, you need to, not when you have time, but you need to create time to, it could be 1 hour, it could be 30 minutes, but you need to create time, give yourself quiet environment, make yourself comfortable. You want to make sure you can focus and take your time because you might feel like, I don't have time, I'm too busy. But having good strategy actually saves you time because you will come up with strategies to avoid wasting your time and then get closer to your dreams. So make sure you take this time. It could be 30 minutes, 1 hour, a couple of hours, but this is going to be very important and you're investing your time so that you can be more efficient to get close to your dreams. So 7 steps for this year-end review so you can have amazing new year. So number 1, what good things happened in 2023? Or if you're watching this or listening to this in another year, it could be just the past year. What good things happened the past year? Or in this case, 2023, what kind of good things happened? And in this category, we're going to focus on 5 aspects. So under this, number 1 is goal accomplished. What kind of goals did you accomplish during the last year or in 2023. Maybe you reached TOEFL score, or you may pass NCLEX, which happened to my student that I'm very proud of. She was very scared to take the exam. She wanted to postpone, but I kept pushing her like, no, just go ahead and take it. Just go ahead and take it. And then she felt like she's not ready, but she listened to me, resisting her temptation to reschedule, but she took the exam and boom, with the first try, she passed. So that's a huge goal accomplished. So make sure you include that. If you've done that, or maybe you get approval from CGFNS, or you graduate from a nursing program, or you successfully presented your final presentation or graduation, project, or whatever it is, we tend to be harsh to ourselves because there's so many things to do. So it's easy to be like, okay, I finished this next. And you feel like there are so many things that you have to do. So your focus is always like, okay, what should I do next? What should I do next? What should I do next? But to build confidence, and I learned this from my personal experiences, that it's very important to look back and celebrate your small and big wins to build confidence. Confidence is something that I struggled, I think, mostly because of my Japanese cultural background, which kind of emphasized like, hey, don't be too confident. The emphasis is don't be too confident. But when I'm in America, confidence is everything. If you are confident, you can get in schools, you can get scholarships, you can get jobs, you can get pay raise, patients loves you. There's so many things, or maybe people feel like you're attractive. Confidence is pretty much everything in America. So building confidence is very important. And one of the things that you can do to build confidence is to look back and say, hey, actually, I've done this. I've done this before. I accomplished this. So maybe I can take another challenge. I probably mentioned this in a different episode, but being confident is not to know that, okay, I'm 100% sure I'm going to be successful. It is not that. Being confident is that you feel like maybe I can do this. Maybe there's a good chance, or it could be like, you don't know if it's a good chance or bad chance, but you know that there is a chance that I can accomplish. So I will take the risk. I'm willing to take the risk, and I want to challenge it. I want to take the chance. That's confidence. You don't have to be like, yeah, 100% guarantee I'm going to be successful. You don't have to be 100% sure that you're going to be successful to feel confident. Confidence is, well, I don't know if I'm going to 100% succeed, but I'll take the risk and I'm going to try. That's confidence. So to build confidence, you need to have a little wins, little big wins, and you need to recognize that on your own. No matter what other people say, oh, you're wonderful, this and that. If you don't feel like you accomplish things, you are not going to build confidence. You need to convince yourself, hey, Miki, you did a great job. You did this. You can take more risks. You can face more challenges because look at you. You've done this before. So very important to look back and then recognize the goals that you accomplished. Could be anything. You passed this past course, you got A for this course, or you had a good score on a paper. Anything is great. Maybe you were able to do the headstand on when you're doing yoga, or I don't know, you're able to catch 5 feet wave when you're surfing. But if you don't recognize your wins, you don't feel confident because your focus is, what do I have to do next? What do I have to accomplish next? So you don't feel like you accomplish a lot. but I'm sure you did a lot for the last year. Even if you might feel like you struggle, this year was a struggle, but look back and see there must be things that you accomplished. It could be very, very small. It could be very small. Maybe you were able to take a vacation, or that's very important. So, or you met new people, which I'm going to go over, but any little thing is great. Maybe you were able to join one of our courses or something. That is a big step. It's scary to move forward in your dream making. And if you step forward and decided to join communities and stuff like that, that's another good step too. So make sure to look back and see, maybe you didn't get a good score, but you took the first TOEFL exam. Good for you. It's not the goal, but it is still one goal, step ahead. So even if it might be very, very little step, or it could be big step, but even if it's a little step, that's wonderful that you are brave and you challenge yourself and you accomplish. So let's make sure to write it down, that what you accomplished during the past year or 2023. Second aspect that you want to look into is health. We are healthcare professionals, but we take health for granted. Oftentimes, maybe not everybody, but oftentimes we take health for granted, and I try to make myself, I don't want to cancel my patients, and that's why I pay really close attention to my health, diet, exercise, and I rarely get sick, but when I get sick, I'm kind of thankful. Not that I'm wishing to get sick at all. I don't want to get sick, but then it make me realize how lucky to be healthy. And also that experience teach me that being healthy is so important, and how scary and lonely it feels like to be sick. So in terms of the health, during the last year, were you able to stay healthy? That's big. That is big. This is about appreciating what you have during the past year. So were you stay healthy? And that's great. Make sure to write that down. Or maybe you overcame health struggles. Now you are better. And make sure to write that down as well, because that's very important. We need to make sure we appreciate before we move forward and aim for higher things or different things. But we need to make sure, say, hey, it might seem like you had a struggle the last year, but hey, you are still alive. The fact that you're watching or listening to this episode, that means you are alive. So that's definitely something that we need to be thankful for. Even though you might not be like, oh, I didn't get into nurse practitioner program yet. But first, we need to focus on what we had, and we need to count the fruit. The third aspect is the challenges that you overcame during the last year or in 2023. So it could be any challenge, like maybe you had a baby, or maybe you had struggle balancing work and life, or work and raising family. Any challenges that you had, but and then it could be a little challenge, but if you are able to accomplish, or if you're able to overcome, then we need to recognize that, because that's such a blessing, and also you accomplish the challenge. You overcame a challenge. So let's write that down as well. Fourth aspect for what good things happened in 2023 or over the past year. What kind of new experiences did you have? New experience is also very, very, very such a blessing for us. So let's say some of you guys joined my program. It could be the master course or coaching program, or it could be the all English NP program preparation course, which is the Ready to Set NP program, which by the way is open until January 15th, and the door is open for limited time. And this is the 6-month program to teach you mainly build confidence in English. So you learn, everything will be done in English, and you learn for over the 6 months, you learn how to become a nurse practitioner, how to build confidence, how to build a successful mindset. So you're going to be successful in the United States, building a successful career, become wonderful nurse practitioner. Also how to find nurse practitioner program that match with your life goal, and how to get into your dream nurse practitioner program, and basics of healthcare in the United States. And you learn all of these in English, and also you have opportunity to speak, ask questions, write. So even if you might be outside the United States, you have a lot of opportunity to use English, to get used to all English environment. That will definitely boost your confidence. And when you actually enter nurse practitioner program, you feel like, I'm ready for this. So, but anyway, that could be another new experience you had. Anything, maybe you start surfing, or maybe you start doing yoga, or you went to a new country, or you met new people, which is going to come up. But any new experience that gives you some inspiration is wonderful. So let's count the blessing and see what kind of new experience you get to have during the last year. Lastly, for this section, new people who you've met. Did you meet any new people? I'm sure you did. Meeting new people gives you inspiration, and it could be encouraging or showing you different ways, and that's such a blessing for your life. Might not necessarily benefit you in terms of getting to nurse practitioner program and stuff like that, but who knows what the relation is lead to in the future. So let's count the fruit and write down new people you've met during the last year. Okay, so the section for good things happen in 2023 or the last year is that 5 things: goals accomplished, health, challenges that you overcame, new experience, and new people. I'm gonna move on to section 2 for the year-end review. Now we reviewed the past year. Now it's time to go over your 3-year vision. Your 3-year vision. A lot of times people say, what is your goal in 5 years and 10 years? And this idea came from, well, I never met him, but I watch his YouTube videos and I read his book. Graham Cochran is a YouTuber, and he's an online business coach, and he mentioned this. And if you are an online business owner, definitely recommend to check him out because he's so wonderful. But he mentioned a 3-year vision, and I totally agree. Especially when you are in 20s and stuff like that. 5 years, 10 years feels forever, and it's hard to imagine what's going to happen in 10 years, especially when you are younger, like in 20s and stuff like that. But in 3 years, it's imaginable. So I think it's very good to you can have a huge dream, but it's hard to plan out for the next 10 years because it's so far out. But let's have a vision for what do you want to have in the next 3 years. In other words, what makes the best 3 years of your life? So let's say you haven't seen this friend for a long time, or let's say we meet in 3 years. We met right now, and then we'll meet in 3 years at a cafe, and then I ask you, say, hey, it's been 3 years since I saw you last time. How have you been? And then you tell me, oh my God, the last 3 years has been the best 3 years in my life. Then I'll ask you, oh my God, so tell me what happened. What happened during the last 3 years? You said you had a best 3 years of your life. What happened? and imagine what you would tell me. Best case scenario, in next 3 years, what should happen to make that 3 year the best 3 years of your life? So imagine that. Don't think at this point, let's not think about, oh, can I do this? Or maybe that's too much, or things like that. Imagine. It's very important to imagine. Because if you imagine just this, you might be able to only accomplish this much. But if you imagine this much, then who knows, you might not be able to accomplish, but there's a possibility you can accomplish this much. For example, last year I attended the National ANP conference and met amazing nurse practitioners across the United States. And it was so inspirational to listen to nurse practitioners who were invited to White House and meet the President of the United States, or they're on TV and commenting as a health expert on the news and stuff like that. It's like blew my mind. And one of my friends received the State Award for Excellence in Hawaii, and I was at the ceremony, and she's so amazing. And I thought one day I want to be awarded for the award. I want to be selected for the State Award for Excellence for Hawaii. And I actually applied myself because I attended a lecture during the conference, and the lecturer inspired me to be more active. She said, don't wait for opportunity to come. For example, don't wait for some people to recommend you for awards and some positions. You can, recommend yourself, and you shouldn't just wait for the opportunity to come, but you should just go for it and say, hey, I'm willing to, if there's an opportunity, I want to take it. Or you can create opportunities for yourself. So she totally inspired me, and I just decided, which I never thought of before the lecture, but I thought, well, I'm gonna apply for the award. I might not get it, and then usually we hear the news about who was selected in November, and then there's no news in November. I didn't get any notifications. I felt like, I didn't get it, but that's okay, But eventually, I want to get the award, and then I got a notification in December say, hey, congratulations, you got selected for the award. And that news completely blew my mind. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I dreamed of it, but I was like, I didn't know my dream would come true this fast. And so dreaming, having a vision is very important. I think I'm sure that didn't come true if I didn't have the vision. And I had the vision, say, hey, I had a vision after attending the conference, attending the lecture, and then attended the ceremony where my friend was awarded for the award. I thought it would be nice to be awarded for the State Award for Excellence. So that's something that I want to accomplish in the near future. So I had that vision. So it's very important. Don't stop yourself. Like, I'm not good enough, or that might be overreaching, or I don't think that's going to come true. At this point, when we are reviewing 3-year vision, just freely think about what makes the next 3 years so amazing and make the best 3 years of your life. So think about that. Maybe getting to your top-notch nurse practitioner program in the United States, or you live in state that you really wanted to live in. And maybe it might not come true as it is, but to some extent it might come true. So very important to dream. Very, very important, which there's one lecture in the Ready, Set, NP program course talks about how to dream, how to set goals. But, let's write down your 3-year vision. Number 3, what are obstacles? What are possible obstacles? What can hinder you to make those goals, vision come true? So maybe It could be if you are living in Japan, maybe the weak yen to dollar exchange. So the financial difficulty can be one of the reasons. But first, to overcome obstacles, you need to recognize what are actual obstacles. Because you might feel like, oh, that seems too much. But let's just write down. Let's just write down. It might feel overwhelming, but let's just write down, qualify why you feel overwhelming, why you feel like it might not be possible to make your vision come true. But let's write it down, because first step to have good strategy is you recognize what are the obstacles, what are the barriers that you have to overcome to make your vision come true. So write those down. Number 4 is what are available opportunities. And this is also very important. And myself included, we tend to look over opportunities that are right there that you can use. But we are either lazy or scared to take the opportunity, or sometimes we are unaware, but there are available opportunities. So let's say, for me, one of the things that I'm thinking, this is not 3-year. I don't think it's going to be 3-year, but maybe 5-year vision. And I'm not sure 100% if I want to do this, but I'm thinking of eventually I want to be a fellow for American Academy of Nurse Practitioners. And that's such a distinguished recognition as a nurse practitioner in the United States. So that might be something that I want to move toward. But so what are the opportunities? That seems like a lot. And that means that you are literally the top-notch nurse practitioners in the United States. There's only hundreds of nurse practitioners in a history of nurse practitioners in the United States who are chosen for fellowship for American Academy of Nurse Practitioners. And I know one of them is a Japanese person that I'm luckily met last year, or this year, rather 2023. And I was able to talk to her and get some advice. But that dream seems overwhelming. But then when I look back, what are the opportunities? Well, I know somebody else also who are fellow for FNP. So, and also I'm attending another national conference in June because I'm going to be awarded. And if you are interested in attending a national conference for American Academy of Nurse Practitioners, ANP, it's going to be in Nashville. It's going to be in June 2024. And of course, it's going to be all English, but it's going to be very, very inspiring. You will meet tons of new people. And if you're thinking of becoming a nurse practitioner in the United States, you might be really consider about this opportunity, because there will be a lot of amazing people that you will be inspired. So anyway, I'm going to attend that national conference in June. So that's opportunity. You know, that is opportunity. I can get to know more information about how I can get closer to becoming a fellow. You know, I can talk to different fellows and ask them advice on what I have to do to make that vision come true. And that is opportunity. And sometimes people talk to me, and I don't blame them, because back then when I just moved to the United States, I was the same. I didn't really be active. But sometimes people talk to me, and Miki, I really want to become a nurse practitioner, or I want to find a job in the United States. And I said, we can have a coffee or something, and we can talk over, or we can have some coaching session over the Zoom or something. And then we can discuss strategies for you to make your dream come true. And a lot of times people are either maybe trying to be nice, they don't want to bother me, or they're too busy with other things, but they don't take that opportunity. But now, after years of different experiences, life experiences in developing career advancement, and definitely I would recommend to email or text that person the next day or at night. and say, hey, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to me. I would love to meet you for coffee or brunch or something. And I would like to hear a little bit more from you, because those advice from actual person who made the same dream come true is gold. And that is a huge opportunity. But a lot of times, even if I give like email address and stuff like that, my contact information, a lot of times they don't take the opportunity. I was the same way. I did do good sometimes, but when I look back now, there were so many opportunities that I missed. So that's why I'm hoping that I'm giving you a message that, hey, take opportunity. There are so many opportunities for you, especially with social media and internet, and you can attend conferences, and it's easier to fly out, and even though you have to invest your money, but hey, you can create opportunities for yourself too. So what are available to help your dream come true? Attending conferences, meeting people, or talking to mentors. There's so many things. So let's take a moment and see what kind of opportunities you have. Number 5, what about my plan needs to change to match my vision? To make your dream come true, especially let's focus on the 3-year vision. To make that your vision come true, what has to change? So maybe you say, well, I want to enter a nurse practitioner program in the United States, but yen is weak right now, and I don't have much money. So that seems hard to make it come true. But you can say, for this, what about my plan needs to change? Well, I can save 50% of my income. So like when you get paycheck automatically, you can just make it automatic. Like you can ask your bank to take certain amount of about 50% of your income, deposit to saving or another account, so that you don't even see, and then you have to live out of another 50%. By doing that, you can certainly build some saving, which is very important to prepare for studying abroad and entering a nurse practitioner program. Maybe you can also do like bring lunch every day, so you don't buy stuff for lunch, because buying lunch can be expensive, but you decided, you know what, I'm gonna just make rice balls or a lunch box every day instead of eating out or buying some stuff for lunch. I'm gonna save money. So there are definitely things that you can do. You can be creative to match your vision. So think about that. What can you do to overcome obstacles? Now, the 6th thing is, what can you do for your personal growth? Your personal growth. It might not be directly related to your career plan, but for example, it could be like joining group or one-on-one coaching program, or attending conferences, or joining a community or mastermind, or taking courses. What can you do for your personal growth? You might be working at a hospital and you are already exhausted. You feel, one day I want to be a nurse practitioner, but I'm too busy with work. I don't have time. I'm too tired for that. But let's step back. If you really want to make that your dream come true, you can find time. And what can you do differently this year? What can you do to get you closer to your vision? And then number 7, the last section, is, what is the number one skill that I want to sharpen next year? Then what is the number one skill that you want to sharpen next year? Let's choose just one. Let's focus. I know there are so many things that you want to improve, but let's focus on one. For example, you can say, I want to build confidence in my English next year. That could be number 1. Or you want to sharpen your skill for presentation, so you can be great at presentation. And for me, for 2024, I want to improve my social networking skills. It's not like SNS, Instagram and stuff like that, but I don't look like that maybe, but I'm more introvert in a way. I don't really like partying and stuff like that. I enjoy party when I go, but I always like when I get invitation, I feel like, meeting new people. I just feel like I'd rather talk to my close friends and my partner and my family or be alone. It sounds sad. But every time I meet new people, I get inspired. So I know I will enjoy. But first, when I get invited, I feel like, I don't really want to go. And my mom always, like, since I was like in high school and stuff like that, my mom always tell me, oh, you're going to enjoy. You should go for it. And I was like, okay. And then, in fact, she's right. I do enjoy. But, I just feel reluctant to be socialized. I'm, very sociable at work because I'm a professional. And it's not that I'm faking anything, but I feel like, through the work, I'm like not hyper socialized, but focusing on making my patients comfortable as much as possible. And when I'm off, I just feel like kind of exhausted. So it's kind of a problem for healthcare in general. But I realized at this point of my career, the next step would be like one of the vision is to become a fellow. And to actualize that, I do need to expand my network and do something that is more influential to the community. The community could be just Hawaii, or it could be the whole United States, or it could be the world. But to make that come true, I realize I do need to network with different people in different communities. So I realized I have to get out of the shell. So that's one thing, the number one skill that I want to cultivate next year is social networking skill. But what about you? What do you think you want to sharpen? What kind of skill do you want to sharpen next year or 2024? So we went over 7 steps for year-end review. I'm going to go over one more time. Number 1 is what good things happened in 2023 or for the past year. What good things? Let's count the fruit. Number 2, what is your 3-year vision? Number 3, what are possible obstacles? And then number 4, what are available opportunities? Number 5, what about my plan needs to change to match your vision? Number 6, what can you do for your personal growth? And finally, number 7, what is the number 1 skill I want to sharpen the next year or 2024? All right, I hope you're going to have a wonderful new year. And I'm so glad that we're able to get connected this year. And I wish you all the best. And let's have a wonderful new year. I'll see you in the next episode. Aloha.